Good afternoon. My name is Vincenzo Nicosa, and I'm the Director of Program Development. And this is Sheila Snell, the CFO of Montgomery County Industrial Development Agency, in connection with the project, which is the subject of this public hearing. Today we are holding this supplemental public hearing to allow citizens to make a statement for the record relating to the involvement of the agency with the project for the benefit of DG Distribution Northeast LLC DBA Dollar General Corporation, a limited liability company organized and existing under the laws of the state of Tennessee. The proposed project consists of the following: the acquisition of an interest in an approximately 21-acre portion of a 54.4-acre parcel of land located on New York State Route 5S, tax map number 54-2-2.31, in the town of Florida, Montgomery County, New York. The construction of an approximately 167,500 square foot facility on the land, and the acquisition and installation of certain machinery and equipment therein and thereon, facility and the equipment hereinafter collectively referred to as the project facility. All of the foregoing to be owned and operated by the company and used as perishable goods warehousing and distribution space for the company's operations and any other directly or indirectly related activities. The granting of certain financial assistance within the meaning of Section 854(14) of the Act with respect to the foregoing, including potential exemptions from certain sales tax and use tax and real property taxes, and the lease or sale of the project facility to the company or such other persons as may be designed by the company and agreed upon by the agency. The land is currently owned by the agency and proposed to be sold to the company pursuant to the purchase agreement by and between the parties in connection with the proposed project. Please note that this supplemental hearing is the second hearing held by the agency with respect to the proposed project. The first hearing was held on February 6, 2023. Copies of the report of the first public hearing are available on the agency's website. The agency is holding this supplemental public hearing because the company has submitted a revised application to the agency, which revised application indicated a revised project description and that the cost of the project has increased. The increase in the cost of the project has resulted in a proportional increase of the amount of the exemptions from sales and use taxes being considered by the agency, and B, the need to hold this supplemental public hearing as further described herein. I intend to provide general information on the agency's general authority and public purpose to provide assistance to this proposed project. I will then open the comment period to receive comments from all the present individuals who wish to comment on either the proposed project or the financial assistance contemplated by the agency with respect to the proposed project. Legal authorizations and powers of the agency. The provisions of Chapter 1030 of Laws of 1969 of New York, constituting Title I of Article 18-A of the General Municipal Law, Chapter 24 of the Consolidated Laws of New York, as amended, and Chapter 666 of the 1970 Laws of New York, as amended, constituting Section 895-D of said General Municipal Law, authorize the agency to promote, develop, encourage, and assist in acquiring, construction, reconstruction, improving, maintaining, and equipping and furnishing of manufacturing, warehouse, research, commercial, and industrial facilities, among others. Purpose of this supplemental hearing. Pursuant to the Section 859-A of the Act, prior to the agency providing any financial assistance of more than $100,000 to any project, the agency, among other things, must hold a public hearing pursuant to Section 859-A of the Act with respect to the said project. Since the proposed financial assistance to be provided by the agency with respect to the proposed project as described in the revised application may exceed $100,000, prior to providing any financial assistance of more than $100,000 to the proposed project, the agency must hold a public hearing on the nature and location of the project facility and the proposed financial assistance to be provided by the agency with respect to the proposed project. After consideration of the revised application received from the company, the members of the agency authorized the agency to conduct the supplemental public hearing with respect to the proposed project pursuant to Section 859-A of the Act at a meeting of the agency held on March 21st, 2024. By way of background, notice of this supplemental public hearing was published on March 29, 2024 in the Recorder, a newspaper of general circulation available to the residents of the town of Florida, Montgomery County, New York. In addition, as required by New York State law, the notice of this supplemental public hearing was mailed on March 28, 2024 to the County Executive of Montgomery County, the town supervisor of the town of Florida, and the superintendent and the board president of the Fultonville Central School District. It was posted on March 28, 2024 on a public bulletin board located at 113 Park Drive, Fultonville, Montgomery County, New York, and on the agency's website. Copies of this notice of this supplemental public hearing are available on the table. Now, unless there is any objection, I'm going to suggest waiving the full reading of the notice of this supplemental public hearing and instead request that the full text of the notice of this supplemental public hearing be inserted into the record of the supplemental public hearing. The comments received today at this supplemental public hearing will be presented to the members of the agency at or prior to the meeting at which the members of the agency will consider whether to approve the undertaking of the proposed project by the agency and the granting by the agency of any financial assistance in excess of $100,000 with respect to the proposed project. The agency currently intends to consider the proposed project at the meeting of the agency to be held on April 15th, 2024. This meeting, like all meetings of the agency, will be open to the public. Written comments. The notice of this supplemental public hearing indicated that written comments could have been addressed to Kenneth F. Rose, the Chief Executive Officer of the agency. Written comments have been received. No written comments have been received by the agency prior to this supplemental public hearing. Open supplemental public hearing to the floor for comments. I will now open the supplemental public hearing for the comment at 11:08. By the way of operating rules, if you wish to make a public comment, please raise your hand and I will call on you. Please wait to be recognized. Once recognized, please stand and state your name and address for the record. Please keep your comments to 5 minutes so that all those present today may have a chance to comment for the record. If your comments mirror those of someone who has already spoken, you may also indicate and then relinquish the podium to another speaker so that all views represented at this hearing may be valid. When everyone has had an opportunity to speak, I will conclude this supplemental public hearing. A record of this supplemental public hearing will be prepared and reviewed by the members of the agency in connection with the agency's consideration of the proposed project. Again, the purpose of this supplemental public hearing is to solicit public comment. We are not here to answer questions. However, we will, in the course of this supplemental public hearing, consider questions if we have the information to answer the questions and if there is sufficient time to consider such questions. I will now ask that if there is anyone in attendance who wishes to comment on either the nature of the project and location of the project or the proposed financial assistance being contemplated by the agency with respect to the proposed project. For the record, please state your name and indicate your comments on either the proposed project or the proposed financial assistance being contemplated by the agency with